Today in House Talk, there's more to the cost of purchasing a home than just the listing price. And to help us map out what other expenses will come along when you're buying a home, especially for our first-time buyers, we've brought in Ron and Matt Phipps of Phipps Realty. Thanks for coming with us, guys.
Pleasure, Ron.
A lot of Rhode Islanders are taking advantage of this home buyer's tax credit. But what are some of the other expenses that might come along in the home buying process, especially for our first-timers that haven't gone through this process before?
Well, to start out, it's free to look online. You know, go to riliving.com, statewide MLS, realtor.com. Then after that, you want to get pre-approved. You want to speak with a mortgage person, know what you can spend. From there, find a realtor. You know, start going to the open houses, figure out one that you feel most comfortable with. And then once you get into seeing houses, liking the homes, there will be an initial deposit with that offer. Then after that, if they accept the offer, there's another deposit. That deposit ranges, but typically in our office, we want those deposits to be about 5% to start.
But in addition to that, you actually have closing costs, and those relate to doing the title search, the mortgage origination, etc. Often you need between 2 and 3% additional above purchase price to cover those expenses. But frankly, Ben, you can also negotiate those into the purchase price. So at minimum, you need about 3.5% to get into the process. So if you're looking to buy a $100,000 house, you'll need $3,500. You might be able to get that from family and friends. You need to document where that's coming from because the lender will want to know. But with 3.5%...
So that's the number, 3.5% is the type of cash that people should definitely have on hand?
That's minimum. Well, that's what you need to have to close. You need to have more on hand. And that's important.
And there's a footnote to that. I mean, you will have to, through the process, you'll probably have to pay for an inspection, which is between, $250 and $500, depending on what you do. And then also, you may or may not have to pay for the appraisal, depending on how you set up your mortgage.
How much do you think people should have set aside for once the house does close?
They always recommend that you have a couple months of reserves at minimum. And you might want to pay attention to that on a monthly basis, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance come due every month. And then, by the way, you've got to pay for things like utilities. So you want to heat the house, have water, have electricity, have cable so you can watch, the greatest football games around.
Or the Jersey Shore.
Or the Jersey Shore.
And expenses from cutting the lawn to maintaining the house as well.
Those things you need to anticipate. So when you're tight, you want to make sure that you have enough money to also go out and have dinner once an occasion in Rhode Island at a good restaurant.
Food in the new fridge.
Yeah.
So the message here is planning. With the proper planning.
Right. And pay attention to what you can afford. You might be qualified for more than you're comfortable with. Stay with what you're comfortable with.
Thanks so much for joining us, guys.
Pleasure.
Always good, as usual.
Pleasure.
For more information on becoming a homeowner, head over to the website at Fox.